Alright. Hey Ruth, last video reflection, I guess. Crazy that we're here. But yeah, so this is my reflection for my personal consultation action plan for change. So yeah, we started by reading the Affirming Disabilities book, and I read chapter 8. The book starts by going through, I thought it was very interesting. It starts by talking about just reflecting on, the whole entire book. And what I thought was really cool is how it says we're learning through stories, and they took a bunch of stories from a bunch of different families. Took a bunch of stories from a bunch of different families, and they chose ones that were unique, that really put us in their shoes and understand from their experience. What they said was super important was that we understand other perspectives, because if you haven't been in a situation, it's hard to understand those perspectives and their perspectives, what they've been through, their story, their life. It's hard to understand that. So, an example of that is Maria, what she said about her son. She said, only if they were in my son's shoes, basically meaning that if teachers in the school understood what her kid was going through, maybe then they'd be more respectful and understanding. This is a theme, I feel like, throughout the whole entire book. Just like, if we actually understood, which we can't, but if we can try and understand, maybe people would be a lot more reflective and understanding of others. The goal of this book and the goal of all the families was to change the system where people are not seen as different for not being white or able-bodied. So in this part, they talk about how anyone that's not white or able-bodied isn't seen just as weird or different, but they're seen as they have a deficit in our society. This then turns into how people act. They're not going to hold you to the same standard or hold the kids to the same standard and not give them that ability to thrive because they don't think they're capable of it, which is not fair, obviously. They also talk about, and another part of this was the book was to share these stories so that to show the impact schools have on students. An example of this is Sachin's mom and how Sachin had the corporal punishment. This is obviously going to affect Sachin forever, this and the family. It's not just something that, I'll just decide this, whatever, it's not going to affect anyone. It's really important that schools and parents and teachers understand how much their actions actually have consequences and do actually affect their students. The families really just want to hold the school accountable, and that's why they're sharing their stories. The second part of chapter 8 is called Personal Action Plan for Change. So in here they created an action plan, which they go through in detail, of 3 questions. The 3 questions are meant for university students or psychologists to how to be culturally responsive. So first they talk about the developmental skills and so first they talk about there's 3 questions that they talk about how culturally responsive you are. So for this means reflecting on yourself and seeing where you are in consultation. Reflect and see what you need to work on. This could mean your bias. This could just mean how you respond to things or how educated you are. And first you want to make sure you are educated and your bias is not getting in the way of how you treat students. Next is who is the family of focus. So that's what's up with that kid, what's their culture, what's their story. Find out whatever you can so you can do the research and be most educated. And third is how can we develop a more collaborative relationship with the family and the student. So this is focusing on the parent-teacher relationship, student-teacher relationship, parent-school, all of that, and everyone working together to be culturally responsive and understanding. Yeah. As a consult, when you're consulting, obviously it's really important to understand your students' perspectives, like I was saying before, and be able to explain/support teachers as well as the family, and most importantly the family, in ways to best be responsible and treat everyone how they need to be treated. One style that we can use to teach that is from Newman and one of the teaching styles called multicultural problem solving. For this, the multicultural problem solving. So this, again, like I said, is with everyone. So this is the parent, school, teacher, and everyone. Your job is to help everyone problem solve and see if it is a multicultural issue, and if it is, how you can support everyone. This is super important because a lot of people don't realize that things are multicultural issues. So it is your job from an ethical standpoint to make sure ethically the kid and everyone feels safe and is being treated how they need to. And then in the future, how am I going to be using this in consultation? So for me, on the IEP team, while no, I probably won't have that much say, I will make sure that I am looking out for those students and looking out for issues so that I can bring them up if need be. So, like, let's say there's no interpreter and they need an interpreter, I would bring that up, or I'd make sure that the IEP is in whatever language they need if they don't speak if their native language is not English. By doing this, while I don't have much authority, I can make sure that my students and keep an eye out as much as I can with my position. And then when it comes to APE, I want to make sure APE is explained well and that they understand what my part is and why physical education is important, because in some cultures, physical education for a gender or just in general is not as valued. So I want to make sure that I am educating but not also diminishing other people's values, obviously, but making sure that we are on the same page, me and the family. I think by just doing that and just being culturally aware of what's going on, I should be able to support my students as an APE teacher. But yeah, all right, thank you.